think I'll be ready.
Oh.
I think it'll be just fine.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Won't you follow me into the jungle?
The defense of Kyle Pitts would like to present evidence. Whoa, what is up, Bengals fam? It's your boy Mike coming back at you. Look, hey, I may be talking myself into Kyle Pitts. Not really talking myself into him like over Jamar Chase. However, what made me look into this is that, look, you guys know me. I want weapons in the first round. If it's Jamar Chase, if it's Kyle Pitts, whatever, man. I just think that this offensive line class is too deep for us to be going offensive tackle at pick number 5. I think that the value that high in the draft is going to be a game-changing type wide receiver that can get you 14 points a game that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise if you didn't have that wide receiver. And I know, oh, you can't throw the ball from your back. Look, if you're saying that, if that's your argument about why they need to draft a tackle at 5, you just don't understand football very well, okay? All of the data, all of the stats are saying that Joe Burrow wasn't even close to the most pressured quarterback in the league last year. He was the 15th most pressured quarterback in the league last year. His QB style lends itself to standing tall in the pocket and taking more hits than he needs to because he holds the ball a little bit longer. Look, if you get a guy that can get open quick and give you a big catch radius to throw to, that's how you get rid of the ball faster and avoid taking hits. Okay, ask Tom Brady. He made an entire career out of that. But what I wanted to take a look at with you guys is actually, so here's what it's based. Here's what I'm basing everything on. This is from the ESPN department of, it's like their analytics, ESPN draft predictor tool. And basically what they have is it compiles a bunch of data like from mock drafts, from team big boards, from experts all across. It just compiles data and it says this is where people are going in the draft, and they have Jamar Chase going number 4 and Kyle Pitts going number 5. That means it's a possibility. It's likely. We need to get used to this, right? And the reason I want to make this video is you guys need to get on board with me here that if they take Kyle Pitts, you guys should be pumped. This guy is next level. He's not just some random tight end, man. He is very good. You know how good you have to be? You know how good you have to be for people to be talking about you going top 5 as a tight end? Pretty damn good. Let's take a look. I'll put together some clips here. The first clip that I got, these are all from when they played Alabama, so we don't get any of that, well, who did he play stuff? Who's he going against? It's Alabama. These guys, it's a defense that's 80% of them are going to play in the league, okay? First clip we've got, he's going to be lined up in line. This guy can do everything as a tight end. He's going to be lined up in line. He's going to run a skinny post against a corner. It is a freshman corner. However, here he is lined up there. He's circled, and you can see him just get skinny right here. He runs a little skinny post, and you just can't look. He tries to be these corners try to be physical with him off the line, and it doesn't work. You're hanging all over him. He still makes the play. Boom. Really good throw from Kyle Trask, by the way. Next play I wanted to take a look at though. So this is what I'm getting at. He's just tough. He's a tough cover. It doesn't matter who you have on him. If you put a linebacker on him, good luck, man. That's why Nick Saban didn't cover him with linebackers. He didn't. If you watch this whole game, he was covered by a corner no matter where he was lined up, unless they were running a pure zone defense. So here he is lined up again on the other side as an inline tight end. This time you're going to see him run a seam route against a cover 2. This linebacker tries to get a bump on him, tries to follow him up the seam. He cannot run with Kyle Pitts. You see a little stutter step. He gets separation, finds that soft spot in the zone there, takes a big hit, hangs onto the ball. That's what you need your tight end. That's what Joe Burrow needs his tight ends to be doing. Okay, so that's just really good stuff. That's just really good. So right there, he's showing you he understands. He understands. I'm looking at it cover 2 defense. As long as those safeties stay high, I know that I need to get my seam to the middle to cut those safeties in half, get to the middle of it, and slow down. That's important. You can see he starts his route off kind of slow, stutter steps, and then turns on the juice to get to that soft spot in the zone quickly, and then settles down, makes himself available, big catch radius, catches the ball. Next clip I want to take a look at. This time he's lined up in the slot. We're going to look at 3 plays where he's lined up in the slot. You see him at the top of your screen here. This time he's going to run a curl route. Again, a really good understanding of what kind of defense he's facing. He recognizes this is a cover 2. He runs his curl route. Excuse me, I'm like messing with my face. Runs his curl route to the perfect spot in the zone, right there. He's actually like equidistant from all 4 defenders around him in that zone. That's understanding how to find a soft spot in the zone. Curl right underneath, curl right around behind that linebacker, and get in between. Give your quarterback a throwing alley. Make yourself visible. Catch the football. That's perfect tight end stuff. Next play, he's lined up in the slot. Again, you see him here down at the bottom of your screen. He's going to run a little skinny post. This is what I mean. You got a corner on him because he'll burn your linebackers hard. So you got to put a corner on him. And this time he's too much, man. You can't bump him. If you're a corner, you can't bump him. He's too strong. You can't, and if you bump him, he runs 4.4. If you bump him and get knocked off of your base, he'll run by you and it's a touchdown. So you can't bump this guy. You can try, and I'll show you what happens when you try in a minute. But this is just a little skinny post route, stutter step and go, man. And then he turns on the jets and gets to the end zone when he gets about a yard short. Next play, he's lined up in the slot again. This time down at the bottom of the screen. This time he's going to run a fade route from the post against another cover 2 defense. This time you're going to see the midline of the defense drop way back because they're running essentially what looks like 4 verticals here, minus the outside receiver at the bottom of the screen. And the reason that outside receiver doesn't run a vertical is because he's giving Kyle Pitts the room to the outside, to the boundary, to be able to run his route. And here's what he does. So he first stacks these wide receivers, or stacks that safety, understands that he's got that outside, and just uses. Look at that length. Just gets up over top. I mean, this is not bad coverage. I mean, you can play good coverage against Kyle Pitts and still give up a touchdown. That's the kind of stuff right there of, again, understanding how to work that zone. If that corner over here in this play, if the corner covering the wide receiver on his side drops back into a quarters type zone, he can't run that route. He's got at that point he's going to have to understand that he has to get away from that route, or he's just not going to get open in that route. But he understands that once he sees that safety drift to the middle of the field on his side, he knows he's got that corner. He runs to the pylon, gets the ball. Really good delivery from Trask. This time we're going to go with the outside. We're going to do 3 clips of him lined up wide, right? So lined up this time to the top of your screen. This is what happens against. And by the way, the guy covering him right here, that's Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain's going to probably go in the top 10 of this draft. So this is what happens when an elite, and Patrick Surtain is 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a big dude, physical, big corner. This is what happens when a big physical corner tries to cover Kyle Pitts. Slant route. He has to respect. Do you see what I mean? You can't bump him. Patrick Surtain generally against any other wide receiver would bump that guy, would make sure that he doesn't get a clean release, but he has to respect the speed of Kyle Pitts, and he knows that if he gets knocked off his center of balance by playing bump coverage, Kyle Pitts can get separation and just burn him for a touchdown. You can see Patrick Surtain respecting him here and essentially giving up the slant route, saying, I'm going to protect against that deep speed and give you 12, 15 yards on a slant route. That's good stuff. Here he is lined up wide again, and now I'm gonna show you what happens whenever you do try to get physical with him. Okay, so this is a different corner. I think this is Josh Job. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is what happens. You try to get physical with him. You have to hang on for dear life. If you let go, he's catching the ball and he's going to score tutters. Look. You got to tackle. He's essentially tackling him. This is the kind of matchup nightmares that you want from your tight end. Line him up wide, make the other team cover him with a corner, and then it's either draw a penalty or risk giving up a touchdown or 20, 30 yards as he's running free down the seam, right? And then jump to the next play where he's lined up wide. He's at the top of your screen here, and here's what happens whenever he goes to run a fade route and you try to play bump coverage against him. He still almost makes this catch. It's crazy. He's getting pulled down by his jersey, getting tackled. The dude's hanging off of him from the side, and he still goes up and almost grabs the ball with one hand out of the air here. This is what I'm saying. Like, that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. You don't have an option. When you're getting thumped like that. I mean, it's, corners. Corners, whenever you're lined up opposite of a 6'6" guy, man, your options are limited. Even if you're 6'2", 210-pound Patrick Surtain, your options are limited. Not only that, you got to use your best cover corner to cover him. And if you're doing that, who are you covering T. Higgins with? Who are you covering Tyler Boyd in the slot? If you line them both up in the slot, what are you doing? What are you doing if you're the Bengals and you go 4 wide? You're playing against the Bengals. They line up Kyle Pitts in the slot on one side, Tyler Boyd in the slot on the other side. What are you doing there? How do you cover that? I mean, it's a problem that you want defensive coordinators to be game planning. You want them taking a big part of their week up game planning on how they're going to stop this one guy. And whether it's Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, they both offer that. Both of them are offering essentially game planning against them from the defensive coordinators. Next, I want to show you guys, just in case you guys are like, well, can he block? Tight ends have to block. Yes, Kyle Pitts can block, and let me show you. So the first one here, he's lined up here down at the bottom in the inline spot. He cuts off this linebacker here, 31. 31 tries to cut in front of his face. He does a great job getting in front of him and giving. You see right there, Trask is a big boy, but if Kyle Pitts got blown off the line there and didn't cut off 31, that's a tackle for loss right there, not a touchdown. So that's great awareness of understanding where the play is going and what you cannot allow your assignment to do from Kyle Pitts. So next one, he's lined up here on the top at the inline spot. Another one here where he's going to climb from about the 3-yard line. This is great. Great. He keeps his head up, finds his assignment, which is a linebacker this time, and he's an integral block on this play because he climbs, finds a linebacker, boom, running back comes right behind him. That's what you need. Get free, make sure you get a hat on that linebacker so he can't stop your running back in the hole. Next play, we're gonna do next play. This is him one-on-one on the goal line against a defensive end, okay? This guy, defensive end, he's going up against is Justin Obiogbi, I believe is how you say his name. 6'5", 285 pounds. Big boy. He's a beefy boy. And he's coming down, and Kyle Pitts stacks him up, man. Just meets him right there and says, you know what? No. And you know what? Like, he tries to come off him at the very end. So 92, he tries to come off him at the very end, slide off and make that tackle. Kyle Pitts does not allow it. This is the kind of thing that the fact that Florida, just on those plays against the best opponent they played all year, against Alabama, trusted Kyle Pitts enough to run behind him for 2 touchdowns. Actually, was it 3? Yeah, 3 touchdowns. They ran right behind Kyle Pitts and trusted him to make blocks on 3 touchdowns against Alabama. All 3 of them, by the way, one-on-one blocks. It's not like he was tandem double teaming. This dude can and does do it all from the tight end position. So one thing I'll leave you guys with, I mean, that's my case for Kyle Pitts. The defense rests. If after watching this you're still on the fence about whether you'd like Kyle Pitts or not,
right to jail, right away.
This isn't the channel for you. You're not watching the same kind of stuff, and you're just stubborn and stuck in your ways about who the Bengals should draft at 5. That's fine. You can have that opinion. No big deal. This is the week of Kyle Pitts, apparently, on the Who Daily channel. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm loving the comments down in the section. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube shit. Tell your friends about me. Also, follow us on Twitter because throughout the week when I'm not making videos, I'm liking and sharing and doing tweets all the time. You can follow me at Mike R. Martis. You can follow Who Daily at W Daily, spelled just like it is on the channel. And you know what? I've been Mike. This has been Who Daily. Love you guys.